So Smokegun.com recently advertised this tournament that was happening right now as we speak over the Global Battle Union on Pokemon.com. So I just decided, yay, why not? I guess it might be fun. I never participated in one of those tournaments before, so hey, why not just give it a shot? This is actually one of my VGC teams from before. I have like 3 teams. I actually only went to one VGC, so I'm only able to compete with only one team. But this is another team that I had. So I didn't have Musharna before, so this is a Trick Room Musharna with Shadow Ball and Psychic as well as Light Screen. So he leads off with Menshao. Obvious pick out is obvious, so I thought he might go for the Sunspore or something like that. He's probably going to Encore me onto Protect, so I've switched out into Electros, which is great. I have Electros as well as Thundurus, I believe. So I think he's going to also Encore to try to restore the distortion that I just did via the Trick Room. So I'm right, and I'm just going to kill that thing because it's going to be utterly annoying. I don't want to be locked onto any specific moves while this thing sets up. He has a Togekiss and I have my Landorus as well as my Electros. It is kind of it's like my whole team isn't Trick Room, but it's meant to deal around all kinds of threats or whatever like that. So I can deal with Trick Room and at the same time, you know, it just depends on what my opposition decides to lead out with, or what I think they might want to lead out with, whatever you have here. So I protect with my my Thundurus because I thought that he was going to probably try to go for the Thunder Wave on the Thundurus. I'm correct. The fake out as well as the guaranteed Thunder Wave to paralyze my Thundurus. So I'm just gonna switch out into Musharna, and he's gonna go for the Follow Me, which is alright. I guess I went for the Rock Slide because I want some Power Affliction going on here. I do have the Acrobatics. I guess he went for the Follow Me to save his Menshao for a little bit later on. He goes to the Rock Slide himself. I think anticipating that my Thundurus was going to stay inside. And then afterwards, he goes to the Wide Guard since I have the Rock Slide. Okay, so I went for the Rock Slide again. And I'm just going to go for the Psychic to kill off that Menshao while I still can. That's going to be utterly annoying. It has a Wide Guard, so a lot of my moves do hit both Pokemon, so it's gonna be utterly annoying if I'm gonna I have to discharge and everything like that, you know. So it's gonna be annoying. Musharna has 4 warns, so if I even use discharge or whatever you have you, discharge won't affect my Musharna on that side. So he's gonna go for the Dragon Claw on the Ments, and this is actually pretty common. I've been seeing this a lot lately in the Battle Global Union. You know, my whole competition here. This is very common. I think it's like Scarf Moxie or whatever like that. It's common in OU. I mean, I guess I mean it is a powerful threat. Hey, why the hell not, right? If it works, it works. So in comes my Amogus again. I'm just gonna decide to, since both his Pokemon do have flying attributes, make a double switch, and then I was gonna decide to I think Spore the Salamis is what I was doing. Oh no, actually, I thought I carried Hidden Power Ice on the Thundurus, so I was gonna go for the Rage Power to direct all of my opposition's offensives onto Among Us while I take out his Mets with the Hidden Power Ice. But none of that happens. He has to follow me, so I guess it's like back and forth. It's just a battle between Thundurus and Salamis because I can imagine that my opponent's going to keep on using Follow Me as well. I'm just going to keep on using Rage Powder. And my Effect Spores kicks in. Yes, get the paralysis out of all things. That was great. I would have actually preferred Sleep, but yeah. I get the paralysis, which is great since you know, I do have the Rock Slide, get the Power Finish thing going on here, and I figured that he's just gonna keep on using it to follow me. I kind of messed up on the Hidden Power because it wasn't doing super effective damage against the Togekiss, so I was like, whoa, what Hidden Power is that? I'm like, it must have been Grass. When I RNG'd it, I'm like, I probably messed up, forgot to modify it back. So you know, so anyway, follow me again, and I'm gonna be able to take out the Togekiss. He has the Ments left over, which is great. I'm gonna keep on doing the Rage Powder so that he doesn't inflict any damage onto the Thundurus unnecessarily. So I can imagine that he wants to go into Thundurus because Among Us can't potentially do anything onto Ments. My Among Us doesn't have HP Ice. Like a lot of sets that I've seen, mine just has Rage Powder, Spore, Protect, and Giga Drain, respectively. So I'm just going to be able to finish it off. It's paralyzed, so that was a great game. First game, did I mention this is a video of 3 different games. So this whole union, the battle union, you do 6 battles, I believe, and they tally up your, it's kind of like Swiss pairing, where you do a whole bunch of battles, you're not eliminated right away, just in case you happen to lose a battle, and then after the 6 battles, they tally up your rating or something like that. I mean, it's not too much of a big significance to me, you know, in comparison to like fighting against Wi-Fi battlers or whatever you have here. But at the same time, I guess it still poses kind of a fun factor, you know. I mean, hey, you know, I mean, I don't know a lot of people who went and took advantage of this, you know, the whole tournament, whatever you have here. So Anyway, my second opponent looks a little less scarier than the first one. So he leads out with Charizard and Hydreigon. So I'm just gonna put the Hydreigon to sleep. I did happen to bring Scrafty this time. I was like, I should have brought in the Terrakion. I have Terrakion, and I had the Electros, so I could have went for the Thunder Wave, and then I had the whole Power Function thing going on here. So this is actually a mistake because I was anticipating him going for. I'm sorry, I was anticipating him having a Charty Berry, so that's why I went for Rage Powder on my Among Us, but I shouldn't have done that. I should have taken that time, switch out into Scrafty, and then use the Rock Slide. I was anticipating Charizard's survival, or like, you know, the Focus Sash or something, whatever, you know, something. But it turned out to be a wasted move on my part. After I realized that the Charizard died in one hit, I was like, man. I mean, obviously it dies because it's quite weak against Rock, but I was anticipating something to kind of weaken that probability of it dying from one attack. But alright, in comes Electros, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I have the Trick Room going, I believe, so Drain Punch I thought would have been able to finish off the Hydreigon, but I forgot that this is a more defensive build that I have. And my Scrafty has, what is it, Fake Out, Detect, Fake Out, Detect, Crunch, and Drain Punch to keep it in the game. And what do you know, my thing dies as well as my Trick Room is distorted. My Trick Room's distortion goes back to normal. So I'm just going to go for the Rage Powder so that I don't have any unnecessary damage with the Scrafty. One thing about using Outrage is that it's unpredictable. You won't hit the opponent that you would need to hit all the time. It has no target, you know. I mean, hey, I want to hit the Ments, but I happen to hit the Metagross. You have no control over that, so I don't recommend using that. So I'm just going to get my first Moxie boost. In comes Venusaur, so I'm like, alright, I'm kind of stuck. Let me go for the Detect, because I'm thinking that he might want to put my Venusaur to sleep. Goes for the Zen Headbutt, as he's been doing. And I know Zen Headbutt won't be able to finish off my Among Us respectively. Goes for a Frenzy Plant. I think trying to double team my Among Us, unfortunately it doesn't miss. Not sure, because, I mean, it does quad resist Frenzy Plant. Why am I even worried? I mean, wow, why do you even have Frenzy Plant to begin with? But at the same time, it quad resisted, so I think I would have lived, especially if you were somewhat defensive. So I would have lived, got off the sport anyway. I mean, someone correct me. I mean, hell, I think I would have lived anyway. So unfortunately, I don't have the Ice Punch, but I am able to inflict some damage onto it. He's stuck on Zen Headbutt, so I can crunch it at the same time, setting up my Trick Room so that the Venusaur won't. Provided that the Venusaur doesn't wake up this turn, it won't wake up. I have the opportunity to wake up next turn because I have +3 at the moment. Go for the Trick Room, and the combination of Psychic as well as Crunch is going to be able to finish it off. So that was great. I was just this is actually my first 3 battles. There's no pre-recording or anything like that. So I don't know what the hell was gonna happen. So this is the second out of the 3 out of 6. I haven't done my other 3 as of yet. So I just decided to post my my first 3 that I've done, and later on I'll do the other 6. You can check out the scores on Pokémon.com. Also, you can check to see who I fought or whatever like that. My username is KLOW20, as well as my my global battle union name being S4Jets. So you guys can go check that out on your spare time or whatever you have. So my third opponent is going to lead out with a rain opposition, so that's crazy. He's going to go for the Fake Out, which is what I predicted from Ludicolo, so hence I protected. With my Among Us, I'm going to go for the Drain Punch right away. I'm supposed to go for the Fake Out, so he's going to double team my Among Us. Unfortunately, he gets to freeze. I was upset about that, and then he's going to go for the Ice Beam again. So unfortunately for me, I'm not thought out this turn because I would have put the Politoed to sleep and been able to finish off the Ludicolo and get the +1 Moxie going. So I would have actually been in a he would have actually been in a more disadvantage than he is at the moment. So he brings in the Toxicroak, which I thought he might have anyway, and I was like, that's why I did bring in Scrafty. I was supposed to bring in my Terrakion because my Terrakion doesn't have Earthquake or whatever you have here, and at the same time, my Terrakion takes super effective damage from water type attacks, so I don't want any of that happening. In comes my Musharna, so why I did bring in the Toxicroak anyway. I'm gonna go for the Detect, so I survive the Surf this turn while I set up the Trick Room, and then afterwards I should be able to take on Politoed Surfs after getting a Drain Punch on it. So I do happen to resist Toxicroak's Sucker Punches, as well as Musharna having a Combo Berry, so I should be able to take it out with the Psychic, as well as get a hefty Drain Punch on the Politoed, so that's great. So unfortunately for me, he does have the Focus Sash, so I was like, wow, dude. So I guess he was anticipating himself taking out my Scrafty this turn, I guess, or, you know, just situations like that. which can be helpful. I guess focus sash can be helpful. I mean, who the hell uses entry hazards in a VGC battle? When do you see that, really? You know, so he's gonna go for the sucker punch again, but unfortunately he doesn't take out my scrap. He should know a little bit better than that. I'm gonna go for the light screen, and then afterwards finish off the Polito with the Drain Punch here. So I'm at +2 now. He's up to his last Pokemon. Trick Room is still in effect, and he has no choice but to attack my Mushona if he doesn't want to bite the dust, because I am going to go and do Drain Punch on the other Pokemon, but since Trick Room is still in play, he can't go for the Cross Chop or whatever, you know, so he's going to have to target my Mushona, and I'm going to hit his Kingdra to get as much damage, to get as much HP as possible, and then just be able to take whatever he has to dish out to me since Light Screen is in play, and that's looking great. He goes for he gets a Dry Skin Recovery, but it doesn't matter because of my next Pokemon is Electros. I do have the Flight Gem Acrobatics waiting for Toxicroak, so Trick Room is still in play. He's going to try to probably stall it out by using Protect, but it doesn't matter because I go for Acrobatics this turn or a Toxicroak, and then afterwards, since I have that HP, that same amount of HP left over, you can't survive another +3 Drain Punch coming from Scrappy, especially since the damage output is cut in half to each individual Pokemon, since you're hitting 2, as well as the light screen up in place. So that was a great game. Great games all around. I'm going to complete my 3 matches later on. This cat keeps distracting me. It obviously wants food, so I'm going to go outside straight after that. So peace. I want to know what you're doing.